Ladies and gentlemen, there are no words to describe how fantastic my lineup of guests is tonight. How would you describe them? You see, there are no words. Let's start the show! I'm serious. We have a great lineup for you tonight. It's ladies' night, and the feeling's all right. First of all, we've got glamour queen extraordinaire, Katie Price is in the building. Yes, she is. Now, just to refresh your memory, this is Katie the last time she was on the show. Oh, so happy. So in love, a bond that could not be broken. And yet, and I'm not joking, the very next day, this happened. I thought I was the final nail in the coffin. I don't know what broke them up. All I'm saying, Peter, very good kisser. Katie's got a new book out. I wonder if she knows. Here it is. There it is. Now, the book is about style and fashion. It has some relationship advice in it as well. For example, Katie says that... No, Katie says she always makes men wait a month before going to bed with them. I'm with you. Imagine having a relationship that lasted a whole month. No, in fairness, I did meet my man once in 2003, and I held out until 2004. Yeah. What a New Year's Eve party that was. Now, Katie mixes in very exclusive circles. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look! Prince Charles. And all he's thinking is, don't look at the tits. Don't look at the tits. Yeah, and she's thinking, don't look at the ears, don't look at the ears. I'm joking. She's not thinking. Katie has so many business interests. For example, she has her own range of perfume. Yeah, in fact, I think we have a picture of her releasing a scent. There we go. Don't hit me! You know I love you, really. Also very excited to have on the show a novelist whose raunchy books have sold, count them, 400 million copies worldwide. Quite a thing. That is Jackie Collins, ladies and gentlemen. Now, her latest book is called Poor Little Bitch Girl. I didn't say bitch on BBC One. I don't know. Now, it's the latest in her Sant'Angelo series, all about a woman called Lucky. Full name, Very Lucky. Jackie says that she bases the characters in her books on real people. I have to say, I think my favourite character is Jack Python. Jack Python. Jack Python is a man with power, charisma, success and money. And presumably a penis that can swallow a whole pig. He's a successful, sexy chat show host whose TV shows tops the ratings. I think we all know who that's based on. Also on the show tonight, in the comedy chair, it is the fabulous Joe Brand! Joe has just published her autobiography, Look Back in Hunger. Great, that's 3 books I'm going to have to pretend to have read this week. Katie's the only one with pictures. I'm told Joe's book is full of great stories about her life and dating experiences. And in fact, we'll be talking to our audience about their disastrous dates. Like this man, whose date told him that he was going on a tropical holiday tonight. But let's get some guests on! I can't wait to find out what Katie does next. It is the two and only Katie Price!
Go ahead, sit, darling.
Oh,
Yes.
look at that. My bevy of... Honestly, I feel like Bosley in Charlie's Angels.
Yes.
Smile, Joe.
Oh, sorry, Graham.
Yeah. Because it's three powerful, successful women, and all of you have built careers, kind of not relying on men, doing it for yourselves. Because I know you live alone now, don't you?
I do.
Men be gone.
I know, men be gone, yes. Well, they can come in occasionally. I feel like it.
And what about... But you do live with a man.
Yes, I'm happily married. Unfortunately, my husband's not, but we can't... You know, it's fine.
And Katie, now...
I live with both a man and a woman.
Yes, you do a bit. Well...
Best of both worlds.
So Alex, it's all good with Alex?
Very good.
And has he moved in properly? He lives with you now?
No.
No.
But I see him all the time.
And the cross-dressing thing, is that true?
Absolutely true. I've dressed him up myself.
Oh, no, this is him. He's gorgeous, I think. You mean, in fairness, he is gorgeous. That's him.
It's not everyone's cup of tea, but
this is the new man.
I know, because I saw a picture of him in The Sun or something where he was naked and he tucked it.
Oh, yeah. He does the windmill
Did you see that?
Annoyingly, no.
Well, I was in a TV studio and I picked up The Sun and there it was. Did you see it? It was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, he said he'd done that before a fight, but, you know...
And also, she's seen it untucked, so, you know... and how... When the cross-dressing story broke, I read that he was annoyed. Was he... I mean, he can't have been thrilled.
I knew 2 days after I was with him, he told me straight away. And I'm really open-minded.
Clearly.
I am, but, you know, each to your own. He's not harming anyone, and... You know, it's what he does private and what we do private, and I haven't got a problem with it at all. Do you know what the thing is? Before he met me, he hadn't dressed up for a year, and when he told me, I'm like, oh my God, I've got to dress you up because my dressing, I've got wigs, eyelashes, everything. I went, you are perfect, you're my girl, so please let me do you up, please let me do you up. And he's like, hang on a minute, this is a bit weird. I'm not used to a girl saying, let me do you up, because normally it's a private thing he does. But I'm well into it, it doesn't bother me.
Have you had sex with Roxanne?
Of course.
And is it Roxanne is his alter ego. So what?
So Jordan, Katie Price, I have one too.
So does Alex know if he's having sex with Jordan or Katie Price?
I don't know.
Okay, I ask. But you clearly know if you're having sex with Roxanne or Alex.
Definitely, because the outfit changed, the makeup, the hair, the lot. Call me strange, call me weird, whatever.
So, when you're with... just when you're with Roxanne, are you two women, or are you sometimes the man?
I boss him about. He's, becomes quieter.
All right. So you're in charge?
That would be telling.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I do, really, yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, can I ask, is there a bit of leather involved in a whip?
He's very much into all of... you name it, he's into it. I mean, he's only got one nipple because he had a clamp on it during sex. Put it this way.
My God!
Honestly, you name it, he's been there, done it. Like he says, he's trisexual. Honestly, anything goes with him. I'm having such a fun time.
Well, the clamp's attached to a car battery. I mean, how do you lose a nipple in a sex accident?
You know, it was on him for hours, and he said it was so
Sheared
sore.
off.
And then we went boxing, and someone boxed it off.
Really lovely. All right, so you're moving on with Alex, but I read, and again, as you say, papers, but I've read that since the breakup, you haven't shed any tears about the
I know,
divorce.
people can, you know, they can think, oh my God, am I not human? I really am human, obviously, but I did a lot of crime within the marriage. It's like I always knew that it was going to end, but I would never have ended it. And this is the truth, yet again, if I knew I was going to get all this stick for being dumped, I probably would have finished with him a long time ago, but I was just trying to keep it going for the marriage. I would never have ended it. And I still get stick, and he walked out on me, and it's like I can't win either way.
But what I think is interesting, some of the stick you get, and I think it is unfair, some of the stick you get seems to me, and this isn't really a question, it's just an observation,
Yeah.
is that you've dealt with it in a very kind of masculine way. Do you know what I mean? You kind of like, I don't care, I'm fine, I'm moving on, it's over, you've gone out, you found a new man, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Whereas Pete's the one kind of in interviews bleating on about the children, da-da-da-da-da. It's like he's taken on the female role,
That's
almost.
enough of the bleating on, thanks. What do you mean bleating on about children? Yeah, because they're not important. I don't feed mine, they're annoying.
Well, you get my point.
I do. Like I say, you know, I've had worse things in my life. You know, like with Harvey, my nan died, my granddad died. You know, I've just learnt to be strong and know how to deal with things emotionally. You know, if he doesn't want to be with me, he doesn't want to be with me. What am I going to do, beg him? You know, you just got to be strong, get on with it, and just make sure the kids are looked after, and as long as they don't miss out on anything.
But it's interesting, so you didn't really crack publicly about the breakup, but watching what Katie did next, you did seem genuinely nervous going to, again, doing book signings, going out. You didn't know what the public reaction was going to, and that did seem to really freak you out.
Well, it did. You know, I'm never going to be big-headed and think, I don't know if you're the same, you know. I always think, is anyone going to turn up? It is worrying, it is, because you think, oh, no, there's only going to be 10 people. How embarrassing would that be?
And also, now we have to think, is anyone going to turn up, punch you and say, I love you?
I know.
Yeah, this is Leona Lewis. Did you read about this?
I read about that, yes.
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 I've got a good way of dealing with it. As they come up to see me, I punch all of them. It's worth trying.
When it all ends, Pete's got to remember, when it all ends for both of us, because it will, I'm still going to be there in years to come, and he's just got to remember that.
Well, because of the kids, and you know, you watch the shows. It's lovely to watch you with the kids. You're really good with your kids. He seems like a really nice dad. Whatever you think about him.
No, he is a good dad.
He seems like a really good dad.
And he's a really nice person. It's just not the Pete I know at the moment.
But does your mom or your girlfriends, or do you ever consider that thing that, like, someday, Junior, Princess, they'll turn to you and they'll kind of go, what the hell were you thinking that you dragged us through this circus? Why didn't you kind of keep us out of the limelight?
They might do, but I've been doing it since I was 17. I don't push them in front of the camera. They like it. Harvey's always saying, smile at the camera, and he's always following it, but I'd never, ever, ever put them in that situation. But they don't know any different.
They're kids. I mean, you should kind of be making the decision for them.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what... I don't know what they're clapping now. But...
Probably because you're having a dig at me, Graham.
No, it's so not. It's so not.
No.
I'm just thinking, is that something you've considered, that in the future that could turn around and kind of bite you in the ass?
Yeah, my kids, they're not in my show. They're in it, but they're not in it as much as they probably could be, because, you know, I don't want to portray them always in the show, but they're part of my life, so it'd be stupid not to have them in the show. But, you know, people have got to remember, I'm in the public eye, I'm an open book. OK, I'm not saying the kids are, and they don't choose to be, but people are interested in me and what the kids are up to. And trust me, if the kids never want to do anything, then no way would I do that.
And listen, I do think that thing is that you are an open book, and talking of books...
Always.
The great thing is, it hasn't ended, people do still love you.
If you don't want to look like me, get this.
Well, no, it's standing
I'm not
out.
A fashion icon,
standing out, my look, my style, my life. And now, did you write more of this book than some of your other books?
Well, I didn't write any of my other books, I admit that. But I come up with the ideas. I'm not like you two. You actually...
We actually write our books.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But the autobiographies and that, they are my words, because that is about what I do, you know, so...
And talk us through. So if you buy this book, Standing Up, My Look, My Style, My Life, what's in here? Tell us.
Basically, even if you can't read... I'm not saying, you know, some people can't. It's got lots of pictures in it.
I noticed that.
Yeah. But, you know, it's got pictures from when I started up till now. It's just tips of what I do. I'm not trying to be a fashion icon, because clearly I couldn't be, because, you know, I haven't got time to worry about what I look like all the time. But it's just dodgy pictures of me, really. I did tonight. I made an effort tonight.
I would like to ask you a question. I would like to know how long it took you to get ready tonight, because you're immaculate and you're so, you know, beautiful, and the hair and the makeup and...
Hour and a half. I've got 3 sets of eyelashes on, 3 hair pieces, and Boots counter of makeup.
I like it.
He rather rudely said, is any part you?
Yes, right.
No, I have a fake nose, I've had liposuction, boobs. Anything else you want to know?
Yeah, bollocks to you, man.
I'm straight, but I can't take my eyes off her boobs.
Let LA LA boobs as well, these ones.
Oh, the LA boobs?
LA boobs, these ones.
Oh, I see, they're in imported boobs.
Oh, I see.
My English lot are at home in the drawer.
They've travelled well.
Yeah. Alex might use them, you never know.
That would be quite good
Is it true you were selling your old implants on eBay?
I will do and give the money to charity, yeah. Why not? They're wasted in my drawer. Well, actually, they might not
I'm going to buy them and throw them at burglars. That really works.
You've got your desert island things here, which... Now, if you're going to a desert island, you know...
Vaseline, did I say?
I'm not sure.
I did do the...
I'm not sure if you did. Let me just check. Desert Island Essentials. No, I've got hairband.
Yeah.
Lip salve.
Yeah, the Vaseline.
That's okay. Toothbrush. Bikini. Now, so far, I'm sort of with you for Desert Island. Then I felt dressing gown. Maybe you didn't... Maybe you didn't really need that.
In case I'm cold.
Oh, OK. Do you think... What are your essentials? What do you have to travel with?
I would take a guy with a six-pack. Yeah, good.
And do you have essentials that you travel with?
Oh, obviously a pie.
And here's something that, again, possibly because you write books, you don't have time to do this, but in here you've got a thing about hair, managing hair.
Yeah, but I wear hair pieces, wigs, the lot.
Oh, no, this is hair removal. Oh. Hair removal.
Oh. OK, what, the extensions?
No, hair removal.
Oh, no.
So every time...
Shave,
You mean like me shaving off my beard this morning? That kind of thing. That sort of hair removal. Fair enough.
Do you spend a lot of time on hair removal?
No, I don't.
Here, she's like a yeti, this one. Every time she has a bath, which is at least once a day, I shave my legs up to the knee.
Yeah.
What happens after that?
Well, I'm not hairy there.
Oh, OK, fair enough. But you do your arms. You shave your arms.
Up to there.
OK. And again, there's nothing worse than being stubbly, especially on your bits. I'd hate to be a hairy hedgehog down there. And you did write this, didn't you? Some of this you wrote.
But I've got visions of their hairy hedgehogs, that's all. No, like that.
I can only apologise, ladies. I wasn't going to refer to your hairy hedgehogs at all.
I'm not proving it to her, I can tell you that.
It'll be a Graham Norton sauna out the back. Cute.
That's my favourite picture.
Which one?
Because I'm on one of my horses, out of all the books. Sad, don't I? But it's my favourite.
No, and it's very beautiful. Now, the horsey community are a bit snobby towards you, aren't they?
Well, the Cartier bit was, but I think people respect me because they know I've been riding a long time, so they're cool with it. Riding horses for a long time.
Because you do love horses, don't you?
Love them. Yeah, I ride every day. Well, I didn't today, but normally I ride every day. Horses.
It's terrible that you've got to say that. It's like, what's happened to your life?
I ride the horses, I ride Alex, I ride Roxanne.
All right, well, listen, here's an idea, because, as you know, on the web you can find anything. And this is genuine. Someone has created a range of wigs for your horse. No, seriously. Well, you know, if you can't be bothered to brush out your mane, just chuck on a wig and... Here's one. It's real. See, you're going to be doing it now, aren't you?
That's a good idea.
I know. Look at those come to stabilise. Yeah. Here's another one. It's Patti LaBelle. One more thing. Oh, look. Who does that remind me of? So listen. Actually, I didn't say when your book's out. When is it out?
Oh, I don't think anyone's really worried about it, are they?
But they are.
Next week, next Wednesday, Thursday.
But, and when is this Thursday? It's October the 22nd.
Oh, actually, you will see it, because my press call, I just have to tell... I know we're coming to you. The press call...
I'll just pop off for a fag.
For my press call, because it's called Standing Out,
Yep.
I've got my brother, Andrew, the guy who Pete had a problem with, my riding instructor, one of my gay best friends, and Alex. They're all dressing up as me.
OK. I wonder if that will make the papers at all. I don't know.
It'll be interesting, so everyone will know when my book's out, but it is out next Thursday.
Very good. Now, Joe Brand, a book, but this time an autobiography.
Indeed.
Look Back at Hunger is in the shops now, I'm guessing, because you're doing book
No,
signings
look,
now.
I dressed up as a woman.
It's all the rage. No, what's weird about reading is a book. It's full of funny stories and everything, but you're a stand-up comedian, but we don't know that much about you. You know what I mean? Your stand-up comedian isn't very confessional. It's not. It's sort of about you, but you didn't. You know, it's
I make
jokes.
a lot of it up.
It's
Let's put it
jokes.
like that, yeah.
So was it hard, kind of telling true stories about yourself?
Not really, because it was a long time ago. What's going to be harder is when I write the next one and I have to talk about the present day, because I don't really like talking about my family and my kids.
Each to their own. Now, so listen, we know, obviously, you're a stand-up. I think a lot of people know you were a psychiatric nurse. But you had other jobs in the beginning. You did work in Boots.
I did.
What department?
I'm so ashamed. The makeup department. Advising women on what suited them best.
Did you do... I mean, you did it properly.
Well, ish. I did do a bit of sort of hammer horror eyebrows on people occasionally when I was a bit bored, and I wasn't very good at it.
Did you get fired?
No, I didn't. No, I left because I was bored and went to Smith's instead.
But then you were a nurse, a psychiatric nurse. You were good at being a nurse?
Well, I hope I was. I mean, I like people, and I just like the idea of trying to help people out when their lives were a nightmare. I worked in a 24-hour emergency clinic, so for psychiatric patients, as you can imagine, it was like the epitome of high-expressed emotion.
Yes.
It was very bonkers.
Yeah, because...
That's a medical term, by the way.
Because in the book, you tell a story about... Was it the police brought in a man?
Yes, they did. One Sunday morning, it was really quite quiet on a Sunday morning because we were very hungover, and this police van pulled up to the door, so had sirens going, out jumped 6 policemen carrying a man who 10 minutes before had been behaving strangely in a graveyard, and as they went to grab him, he picked up a pigeon, bit its head off, and stuffed the rest of the pigeon down his throat.
Was it Ozzy Osbourne?
It wasn't Ozzy Osbourne. But they carried him in, and he was his face was purple. I was a bit of a crap nurse, but even I knew he was just about to die. And so we took him into a room, did a very complex nursing procedure. We hung him upside down and hit him really hard in the back. And the pigeon flew out. No, not flew, really. That would have been brilliant.
You could have taken it to Vegas.
But anyway, I went and spoke to the copper in charge, because they'd had this guy in their van for a long time and they hadn't done anything. And I said to him, you know, why didn't you get the pigeon out of his mouth? And I quote verbatim what he said to me. He said, well, we did get it out, love, but you made so much noise we shoved it back in again. I know. It's so funny.
Nice. Now, ladies, we move on to romance, because Jo talks a lot about romance in her book.
Does she?
Yes.
Yes.
You talk about your sexual awakening in the book.
Do I?
Yeah, your first kiss.
Oh, my first kiss.
Do I? What?
I'll only
I
describe that
bit. I read that bit about the Italian guy, right?
Oh, him, no, the chain belt guy. No,
Oh,
not
no.
him. No, it was some spotty
Oh, I
nerd
read about the
before
chain belt
him.
guy.
Yeah.
I read it.
No, it's all right. All I said about my first kiss was I was expecting it to be great, and it was the most repulsive experience of my life, because it was like being kissed by a combination of a kind of diseased wet slug and a Hoover attachment. So it was horrid, absolutely horrible.
And talk about, because Dave was kind of the first love of your life. But was it your father not a fan of Dave?
No, my father knocked him out. So no, apparently.
Was that the first time you brought him home?
Yes, it was.
Is that what you call it an instant dislike, then?
I think so. It happened about 15 seconds after he got in the door. Because he was quite a posh guy, and my dad's kind of was like very working class, left wing. and he called my dad my dear chap, which obviously like, really wound my dad up because it was so patronising. And fair dues, my dad, he did warn him. He said, if you do that again, I'm going to punch you. And he said, but my dear chap. So he laid him out. This is going well. Shall I put the kettle on?
I hear wedding bells. I also love the story about the first date that wasn't going well and you tried to leave.
I did. I'd made a mistake. I'd met this guy in the pub and it wasn't going well. I really didn't like him. And I thought, what I'll do is I'll pretend to go to the loo and I'll escape out of the door. If you've done anything like that before. No, you should. So what I did was I went to the loo and then I realised that to get out of the door of the pub, I had to go past a door that was half wood and then it had glass in the top of it. So I thought, I'll have to crawl and then he won't see me because I'll be under the wooden bit. So I was on my hands and knees, just reaching for the door, and he opened the door. I was so embarrassed. And I just got up and ran, walking all the way
Because, Jackie, you've spoken about some of your dates not going that well in the past. You were in a car with a man.
Oh, yeah, but I was 15, and he wanted me to do a certain sexual act. And I said, I don't think so. Oh, I'm on Graham, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I was in Rome, and I was living in Rome. And this guy was like, you know, he was a real playboy, and he took me back to his apartment.
Was
and
he
I thought, this would be
Italian?
fun. Yeah, he was Italian.
Lots to do as the Romans do
so
when you're in Rome.
He got so pissed off that I wouldn't, that he threw me out the car. But I was 15, so I soon got another lift. So to speak.
Yeah, so to speak. Listen, very quickly, at the beginning, we were talking about the audience and dating and some of the disasters they've had. Now, you are three women of the world, truly. So I'm hoping that you can help some of our audience through their pain. I'm guessing none of them have achieved Alex's pain here. But let's see what dating disasters they've had. So, now, who am I going to go to? Annette? Hello, Annette. Excuse I, I'm going in there. Excuse me. Sorry. Excuse I. Sorry. Hello.
Hello, Graham.
Hi. So what happened to you?
Well, I went on this horrible date with this guy. I hadn't been on a date for about 4 years, and it was the first time, and I asked him out, and he said no.
You asked him out?
Yeah, because I thought I'll take a risk, and he looked so sweet. I met him at university, and we went to this horrible cinema, and the film was awful, and there was all this payment problem, and then at the end, he hadn't realised it was a date. So I said, he just thought we'd been going out as friends. And I said, oh, so, you know, how was this date? And then he was like, oh, you know, it was okay. And then he tried to kiss me. And it kind of went... And it was just kind of horrible. And I went home kind of feeling all sweaty and disgusting. And I just...
And did you bump into him again?
Here he is.
Are you here as friends? No. How long ago was this then?
This was December.
December? Months! So, presumably it was a much better second date then.
Well, he said that he thought it was really good.
The first one was good.
You're easily pleased.
The second one I thought was okay, but he didn't like.
Don't like that.
I think it's really different wavelengths. It works.
Have you had sex yet?
Yes.
Yes.
He's very good.
Is he very good?
Very
oh, look at that. He's very good. Well done. Davinia. Hello, Davinia. Look at you in your shiny top. So what happened to you?
I met up with this guy, it's our first date, and he was really tall, so I didn't really look at him when I saw him, and we were like...
That's not good, is it? He's tall. I can't be arsed to go like that.
So anyway, we were deciding where to go, and we were walking down the road, and everyone kept staring at him, and I thought, oh, he must be really good looking. And,
if only I could be bothered to look up.
And I could smell something a bit weird, so I looked up, and I realised he had this really thick foundation on his face. So I took him to, like, the cinema so no one would see us.
Was his name Alex? Well, I think that was... Now, where's Natalie? Natalie Adams? Natalie Adams? Oh, there's always one. OK. Hello. Look at you all shiny.
Oh, thanks.
All right. So what happened to you?
I met this guy for about 10 minutes in a bar.
10 minutes in a bar?
And my friends...
Was that the date?
No. This is when we met, first time.
OK, fair enough.
And my friends convinced me to go on a date with him, official date, which started really well in a cocktail bar.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was really good. And we moved on to a Latino bar in King's Cross, where he got hideously drunk on a pitcher of gin and tonic. And made me dance with a load of random old men, really old men, which was mortifying. And I convinced him that I wanted to leave, and he got us in a rickshaw.
Yeah.
Back into Leicester Square. Eventually got in a taxi to go home, and when I got home I was telling my housemates what a nightmare the night had been, and I realised my wallet was missing. And he phoned me the next day.
Can I just say, I love that an audience went...
He phoned me the next day to ask if I'd realised that my wallet was missing, and he'd admitted that he'd taken it, so I'd have to see him again.
Oh, like that's a cute romantic thing. Oh. So did you see him again?
No, I cancelled my cards.
Oh, well done, lady. Very good. Thank you very much. Well done, all the terrible daters. Very good. Oh. Now, listen, Jackie Collins,
yes.
I turned to the last book in my library, Poor Little Bitch Girl.
Poor Little Bitch Girl.
Now, I've got to say, this is your 27th book. Nearly as many as you. How many books have you? 24?
35.
35 books.
Oh, dear.
Bloody
And
hell.
still has time to shave her arms. Now, I just want to get the statistic, because I think people... Because, you know, we know Jackie Collins, very successful author.
Yeah.
But in terms of how successful, there was a thing on TV the other night about Madonna, and she sold globally 200 million albums. Would you think, wow, that's a lot? 400 million books. 400 million books.
It's a lot. I know. I've been doing it for a long time, and none of my books have ever been out of print. So even my first book, The World is Full of Married Men, is still in print today and still selling strongly, which is great. And in 40 different countries. So.
It is astonishing, and you can see why. I mean, when you flick through it, it's easy to read, but yet it's not too simple. It's pitch perfect. It's really clever.
It's friendly reading. You know, you can pick up a book and you can recognise the people, or you won't recognise them, and you're having fun with them, and you're having a good time, and it's not difficult reading, it's easy reading. But it's fun, it's escapism.
And book 27, some familiar characters are back. Just tell us briefly what...
Lucky Santangelo is back in a small way, but her son, Bobby Santangelo Stanilopoulos, 25, very hot, owns a club in New York called Mood. He's back with a vengeance. And then there's Annabelle, who's running Call Girls in New York. And then there's Carolyn, who's engaged... well, she's not engaged. She's sleeping with a married senator in Washington, and she mysteriously vanishes. And then there's a murdered movie star, and there's a very feisty young lawyer, and there's lots of mystery. I write about all colours, all ages, all sexual orientation. There's something for everybody in my books, and that's why they like them.
See, that was a good pitch, wasn't it? That was a very good pitch. It was. It was very good. Yeah.
Well, I waited to do it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, at the end of that sofa going, when it's my turn, I'm going. I'm going to sell that book.
Yeah. Have you got anyone in your books with halitosis?
No, never. You'd be a great character to write about. Wouldn't she be fabulous?
Yes.
Fabulous.
Why don't you write one of her books?
Because I'm slightly busy. And I'm also producing a movie in January in Paris, which is going to be so much fun. You want to come over and do a cameo?
I'd love to.
And you?
I'll definitely come over.
Oh, you don't have to ask me as an
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Have you got a bag lady in it? I must admit, actually, I was in Paris once, and outside the Louvre, they had a painting of the Mona Lisa with a hole cut out for the head, you know, so you have your photo taken.
Yes.
I put my head through, and my friend took a photo of me, and a French bloke went past and went, "C'est la même," which was very sarcastic, meaning it's exactly the same. Cheeky bugger, I don't think so.
And in fact,
Oh, it's there. It is in there.
There it is. There is that picture. It's in the book. Slightly nicer than that picture.
That's a black eye. That's all right.
But is it true that people do turn to you for relationship advice a lot?
They do, and I'm very good at it. I should have been a shrink. I mean, I'm going to talk to Katie later. She'll tell me everything. Yeah. I know, because I think because I write about a lot of characters and a lot of relationships, people think I'm going to help them, and I do, because I have a very good kind of overview of everything. And, you know, when you've been a wild child from the age of 13 till when I first got married at 18, then it's, you know plenty. Yes, you do.
What advice would you give to Katie now?
Well, I think she's doing pretty good on her own. She's a businesswoman. She's smart. You know, if she wants to be with a cross-dresser, that's her business, and good for her. Yeah.
So long as he provides his own clothes, I feel.
Can I just say I root around in Anne Widdecombe's garden for mine?
But, you know, role-playing is very good for your sex life, too.
I agree.
Yeah, it really is. Don't you agree, Joe?
Yeah, I role-play going to sleep. That's very good for my sex life.
Now, you, as you say, media, you're in the papers all the time. Headlines, headlines, headlines. So here's a few, and this is really just a tip of the iceberg. I mean, how long have you been in the country, Jackie?
Only a few days.
So, but every day?
Oh, yes.
The front of the paper, you have the covers
yes.
of every paper.
Boring.
But it is incredible, because
incredibly boring. I wouldn't mind if they write a smidgen of the truth, but they don't, so...
Oh, well, let's check some of these. Peter's found a new girl. Is that true?
Apparently that was the nanny.
Oh, right. Men are so lazy, aren't they?
It's always the nanny.
There's a woman.
Yes.
Here's another one. George Barbie Towers 2 plans Pink Palace with Alex. Is this true? You're building a house with Alex?
I am building a house, but not with Alex. I am building a house, so it's my little estate.
All right.
So all my horses, everything, gym, salon, everything is going there. So I don't have to leave it if I don't want to.
You could put a little bookshop in the side.
I might
and
do,
then
yeah.
instead of touring bookshops, they can come to you.
That would be good.
Here's another one. And I don't know what this is. Jordan's big boob. What was that? Do you know? I don't know. And finally, we found this one in yesterday's Independent. Israeli peace talks held in Jordan.
Very good.
So listen, we thought, I think it'd be nice, you see. I'd like to piggyback your success in being in the papers, so we could create an exclusive headline. So we've got a newspaper template. That's the idea. There we go. Lovely. And so if we imagine, right, so for instance, like you're already going out with a cross-dresser, so I'm not that much of a stretch now. You know what I mean? Before, people wouldn't have believed it. Yes. Now I think anything's possible. Don't you, Jackie?
I do.
I think I could.
I think you make a lovely couple.
We'd be vivacious if nothing else.
Would.
Yes.
Yes. Would you tuck?
Oh. No, I'd have to say, I would like to have sex with a woman again before I die. Just for once. So, it's not a relationship, but, you know, I'll have a go. Now, all right, quickly, let's do the headline. So, if I'm having an affair with you,
yeah.
you see, if I'm ever in a tabloid, it's always Nort. They always do Norton or Nort at. So, if I do Nort at that price... If I type that in, hang on. Now, at that price. OK, now we need to pose for a picture. It's that, see, there's one with 5, right? So if you look into that camera there...
Yeah?
I'll be dazzled by your bosoms.
I just hope my nip don't fall out.
Beautiful. Have you got it? Oh, lovely. Look how good you look.
There you go.
You can't take a big picture. It's a scoop. Thank you very much, Katie Price. Ladies, it's been so... honestly, I've had a lovely time tonight.
Yeah.
But before we say goodnight, it's time to hear some more riveting stories as we play That's All We've Got Time For. Here we go. So, and thank you very much, by the way, to everyone who's been writing in to ask us to take part. It's a sort of gong show for chat. You tell us your most interesting anecdote, and if we get bored, then I pull this lever. Do you see? You following this?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nearly over. This is the last bit.
So I'm bloody cold, I know that.
Are you cold?
Frozen.
Get fat.
Is anyone else say it's cold, isn't it?
Well, eat something. Yeah, just now,
I'm boiling.
Now, I don't know if you saw last week. Last week I was complaining. I was complaining because people weren't starting their anecdotes properly. You've got to grab the attention immediately.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
OK. So, who's up first? Hello?
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Fern.
Fern?
Yes.
Hi, Fern.
Hi there.
Fern, off you go.
Right, went to the Universal Studios in America.
Excellent opening.
And had a fabulous time there, but I said to a friend of mine, look, my feet are killing me, I've got to go and sit somewhere. She said, look, go and find somewhere, we'll go on a trip. I said, right. So I went down this side street and I got to sit down. Suddenly, I see this incredible green man coming towards me with these green funny pants on and a big bulge at the front. And when I studied him, I thought, oh my God, it's the Incredible Hulk. God, I couldn't believe it. He was pretty ugly with a big nose and funny hair, but, you know, it was an incredible experience and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. How's that?
OK, now, the thing is, stories must begin well, also end well. You all right there, love?
Just, yeah.
Don't pull one off. OK, next. Who's up next? Who's up next? Who's up next? Hello.
Hello.
It is so tempting. No. No. What's your name, sir?
I'm Frederick.
Frederick. OK. Are you a real person?
Who knows?
OK, so we want a big start, big finish. Off you go, Frederick.
I was trapped in a live Truman Show. This spring, I was studying in China. And at the university, one day they had a meeting and told us, we are going to make a documentary about the students and students' life and such things. So, and me and my friends were like, oh, cool. We're going to have a movie about our days in China. This is really awesome. And...
He's sweet, though. Sweet.
Well, sweet.
Yeah, he was sweet. Did you meet him when you were a nurse?
No, I dated him.
Who's up next? Who's up next? Quick, quick, quick. Oh, here she comes. Right, hello.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel. Off you go, Rachel.
Right, I'm the world's biggest Paul McCartney fan, and when I was 18 years old, I thought it'd be a really good idea to change my surname to McCartney by default.
You were wrong. And that really is all we've got time for. If you'd like to join us on the show and have a go on the red chair, contact us via our website at this address. Thank you to my guests, Katie Bryce, Joe Brown, Jackie Collins. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Stay in step with Strictly from your mobile. Get the very latest news, scores and dances wherever you are. Just go to bbc.co.uk/Strictly from your mobile. Oh, and bookmark it. Thank you.
And double bill of animated comedy is underway on BBC Three now with The Family Guy.